Welcome to freshmaya.com. My name is Eric and I'm going to show you how to set up and save projects. I'm going to start off by going up to our file menu. I'm going to go down to project and then over to new. At the very top you'll see a name field. What that is, it's asking for a name for a folder that Maya is going to create on your computer for all of your files to go into for this project. We're going to create two projects. One project we're going to create Spaceship, and the other one we're going to create Asteroid. So let's do this first one. We're going to call it Spaceship. And underneath that you'll see a location field. Maya is asking for a location to put this folder called Spaceship. So I'm going to click on this Browse button over here on the right. I'm going to browse, go to my desktop, select my desktop, click OK. So now, again, Maya is going to create a folder called Spaceship and it's going to put it on my desktop. And inside this folder called Spaceship, Maya is going to create all of these subfolders that you see down here below. Now we can give these all specific names, or we can just use default names for all these. I'm going to use defaults. I pretty much always use defaults. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom of this dialog box and I'm going to click on the button that says Use Defaults. And it fills all those fields in. I'm going to click on Accept. Now I'm going to minimize Maya and let's see what happened. I'm going to go to my desktop and you see right up here in the upper left corner of my desktop is our Spaceship folder that Maya created. And if I open this up, you'll see all of the subfolders and all of the default names that Maya gave those folders. Now the Scenes folder is going to be where all of our scene files go. So whenever you model something in Maya, or whatever you do in Maya, when you save your scene out, that file is going to go inside this folder, this subfolder called Scenes. Alright, I'm going to close this out, go back into Maya. The only thing we've done so far is to set up a project. We actually haven't saved anything. We haven't saved any files. So let's go ahead and save. Let's go ahead and create a little spaceship and then we'll save it. I'm going to go to the Create menu, Polygon Primitives, create a cube. Kind of zoom in a little bit. Change this to smooth shades so we can see what's going on a little bit. I'm going to use my scale tool, just kind of scale that up a little bit, flatten it out. Just using my scale tool just to kind of shape this like maybe some wings. Go to Create Polygon Primitives Cube, create another cube. Just gonna scale it out some, just kind of make a spaceship. Create Polygon Primitives, say a cone. I'm gonna use my rotate. Actually, use my move tool to move it so I can see it. Now I'm gonna use my rotate tool to rotate that. I'll go to my channel box over here and type in -90. That way it lines up perfectly. I'm going to use my move tool, just kind of move that back, and there is our little spaceship. Nothing fancy, but now let's save our work. So I'm going to go to File, Save Scene, or you can do Save Scene As. I always use Save Scene As because that way I never save on top of something I didn't mean to. It's just kind of a safety feature for me, but you're welcome to use Save Scene or Save Scene As. Save Scene As is always going to ask you for how you want to save it, what you want to save your file as. If you do Save Scene, it's going to save it just as whatever you've been saving it as. I hope that makes sense. Alright, let's call this Spaceship Model. Now, if you look up here at the top of this dialog box, you'll see that it's going to my hard drive, to my desktop, into our folder called Spaceship, and into the subfolder called Scenes. So now that I've verified that it's going exactly where I want it to, I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. I'm going to minimize Maya and let's go back and see what just happened. So here's our Spaceship folder, our project that we created. Inside there is all our subfolders, and then if we go down to the Scenes folder and we open that up, there is our file for our spaceship model. Okay, I'm going to close that, go back into Maya. Now let's create another project. I'm going to go to File, Click on New Scene. We'll just start all over. Okay, now let's set up our project. File, go down to Project, and this time we're going to click on New. Very top. Let's call this one Asteroid. I'm going to put it on my desktop. It's already there, but again, if you need to browse, just click on the Browse button to the right. I'm going to browse to my desktop. Click OK. I'm going to click on the Use Defaults buttons at the bottom to just use the default names for all these subfolders. And then I'm going to click on the Accept button. So now if we minimize Maya, go back to our desktop, there is our Asteroid project. So if we open that folder up, there is all our subfolders. Let's create a asteroid back into Maya. Create polygon primitive sphere. There's our asteroid. Let's save it. File, save scene as. Up at the top, let's go into my desktop, into our asteroid folder, into our subfolder called scenes. I want to name this file asteroid model, or whatever you want to name it. I'm going to click on save. Now if we go back to that folder, I'm going to open up the asteroid folder, look for the scenes folder, open that up, and there is our file asteroid model. Now let's say that we were done working on this asteroid model and we wanted to go back to the other model. We wanted to make it the current project. All we need to do is we can go to File, Project, Set. Now we can go to our desktop, which there it is. And there is our asteroid and there's our spaceship. So if I click on the spaceship, click OK. Now if we do a File, Save Scene As, we are back into our spaceship project. So it's automatically going to our scenes folder in our spaceship project folder. So that's how you save, that's how you set up a project and save. Now let's talk about open. Let's say we want to get back to our spaceship model. We can just go to File, Open Scene, and there's our spaceship model. I'm just going to select it and click on Open. Now if you wanted to get back to your asteroid, you could go and set your project up and just click on Set to go to your and to browse for the asteroid project, or you can just go ahead and just click Open Scene. I can just go to my desktop, just navigate to my desktop, and there's our asteroid. I can open up that folder, open up my scenes folder, and there's our asteroid model. I can select it and click on Open, and it takes us back to our asteroid. So that's how you set up a project and save a project and to open up, to go in between those two projects. And that concludes this tutorial. Thanks for watching.